Hi, good night, good evening, everyone. I'm super excited to be here tonight. We are coming to you from Florida, and I hope that you are having a great night. So, I want to talk to you tonight about tips for taking your first solo trip. First, though, I guess I should say who I am. And I'm Jennifer Bro, and I'm your luxury travel guru and your travel bestie. So every week I'm on here. Last week I missed. I was having such a terrible time with tech. Tech last week was not my friend. Have you ever had that happen to you? So tonight, I even had a technical issue tonight, but I'm back and I'm here and I'm not letting it get to me tonight. Tonight, tech is not winning. So every week, though, let me just tell you, every week I'm here letting you know about all the travel tips, luxury locations, and the best Wonderlist experience in the world. So that's me, and I want to help you experience travel through the five senses. And I want to tell you why I created this. When I was working with some families, I came up with this because when you do the five senses of travel, it creates this imprint on you. It creates this imprint that has layer upon layer upon layer, and it makes a long lasting memory. It imprints your soul. It makes this long lasting memory on you. And I think when you have all of these layers, it doesn't go away. It stays there longer. I had this trip. It's been a year, almost a year with my friend. We were at our national conference, and um, and the thing is, it was just a moment of time, but you could feel this breeze, and you could hear these birds chirp, and we were smelling these flowers from around us. And it was in that moment that we were just standing there, hugging each other. We had that touch of each other, enjoying that moment together. And that's why I think the five senses when you travel is magical. Now, let's talk about making sure that you never miss anything. So first, I want to talk about my blogs. And my blogs is where you're going to find them. Where you're going to find them is on my website. And so you can see the little banner there. It's very simple. It's my name. I am Jennifer Bro. Now make sure I have one N in my name and then all those vowels. So I put it up on a little thing that's scrolling on the bottom. That's where you're going to find the blog that I'm talking about tonight. And all the blogs, I've been writing blogs for almost a year now, one a week. So I really like that I'm able to provide tips like luggage, things that I love about luggage. I was writing an article today for a newspaper, and I should do one on sunglasses. I love my sunnies, and you need them, definitely need them in Florida and all the southern states, but you need them up north too. You never know, even in fall, which is my favorite season, by the way. Even in fall, the sun comes out and you need sunnies. Sometimes in the winter, the sun glistens off the snow and bounces right back on you. And so you need sunglasses even in the snow. So that's where you're going to find all my blogs. And you'll find information about specific locations. You're going to find information on day trips. I just talked about luggage and sunglasses. I got lost there for a minute. But I also want to talk to you about the last week of every month I dedicate to my Travel is Possible community. And my Travel is Possible is for the neurodivergent community. You know, there's a very low percentage of the family that has someone that has autism or Downs or ADHD, somebody that has a neurodivergent diagnosis travels. And I don't know if you know or not, but my family, both my sons, have autism. And so I really am called to serve this community. I want them to know that travel is possible. And so I have this calling to make sure to help them in any way that I can. And so I wanted to let them know. And it's not just neurodivergent. I have some clients. I had one client that she needed a hospital bed on a cruise ship. And believe it or not, you can do that. I was able to do that. Oxygen, things like that. If there's a way, I will make it happen for you. So it's all to this community. And I want them to let them know that it's possible. Travel is possible for them too. Now, events. I was just in Macy's a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about luggage there because what do you need to travel is luggage. So I have another event coming up at Macy's. I'm just tied to Macy's. When I got my first grown-up makeup, when I first had a real paying job, was at Macy's, and my first designer bag was at Macy's. So I have a true calling to Macy's, and they've blessed me so, and they're allowing me to host my book launch at Macy's. And so on June 8th at 1 o'clock, I would love for y'all to come by. If you're in the local area, it's at Macy's West Shore. So it's near the airport. So hop on a plane, come see me. I love that. Let me give you a little hug, sign a book, and that would be fabulous. I have another event though that's next week. I'm speaking at the Mama Genius Festival, and this is online. So May 21st at 12 o'clock. That's Eastern time. So you can hop on Facebook and follow us there. You can join but you can join now. There's speakers all week long and all next week. And then after that, I'll be on their podcast. So that will be in a couple of weeks. But I would love for you to hear. My topic is on neurodivergent travel, and travel is possible. But there was there's some women in there. It's worldwide. There's a woman from South Africa. There's a woman from India. And I loved her topic. Her topic was a lot of women there. They cover their face. And she's a photographer. And she takes their pictures and to let them know that I see you and I hear you and you're important. And I was just like, wow, that really just touched me. We need that. We need some of that here too. Sometimes women feel unseen or not worthy. And I feel like everyone has a message. Everyone is worthy and everyone needs to be seen and heard. I really felt that. She's just remarkable. So we had another advocate for children. She was on 2 days ago. Isn't that fabulous? Just women helping other women. There was one that was going to talk about, what was her topic? Maybe it was being organized, because we're always juggling a lot, right? Running a household, having kids, not having kids, but running a household and how to be organized. So there's fabulous speakers, a wide variety of topics. So that's the Mama Genius Festival. You can find it on Facebook. So I hope I see you there. And again, I'm speaking next week. So that's 2 events that I have coming up. And then I'll let you know later on, I'm speaking at the end of the summer too. I have books. Oh yeah. So I already talked about my book. I had one that I published last year that was called Travel is Possible. And I thought really it was, I wrote it for my community, the neurodivergent community, but I have a client that's going to Peru, and she's like, Jennifer, what do I do? We're going to be in long lines. We're going to be on the plane for a while. We have a layover for connecting planes. And she might have a little anxiety, traveling. I said, so I pulled out some of these things from the book, and I had also heard from other people that read my book that, this can apply to really families of all kids. And so I'm using those tips to help her. And I asked her, do you know what a social story is? And she's like, no, I really don't. So when I walked her through that, she's like, oh my gosh, that's fabulous. So I'm going to create one of those for her. And it will help the whole family really, because it reads just like a book, but it tells them all the information, but for kids, right? It's not going to say flight 302 is going to do this and it's going to arrive here. It just reads like a story of I'm going on a vacation and this is what I can expect during a vacation. And I thought, I'm so glad that it can help all kids of all families and all families, regardless. Okay, let's talk socials. Where can you find me on my socials? It's very easy. It's my name. I am Jennifer Bro. I got to take a little drink here. My mouth is dry. It's hot out here. So that is where you're going to find me on my socials. I am Jennifer Bro, same as my website. So that's where you'll find me on my Instagram, but you'll also find me on Facebook. You'll find me in LinkedIn. So if you need a speaker, I have several topics. Obviously, luxury travel, and how you deserve luxury travel. And what does luxury travel even mean? And what does it look like? And then, of course, travel is possible, talking about travel for the neurodivergent families. So reach out to me. You can reach out to me on my socials or my website. And so Facebook, uh, Twitter or X, what it's called, Facebook, and Facebook, Instagram, X. Oh, I have a YouTube channel, and not much is up there. I put these up there. So if you're ever looking for replays and it seems hard to find it on Instagram or Facebook, you can go to my YouTube channel. I said YouTube channel. You can find me there. So look for me on all my, and I'm also on LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about social. So let's get social. And we talked about events. And yeah, so let's talk about what our topic is for this evening. I'm so excited. Okay. So tips for taking your first solo trip, or if you had a solo trip and it didn't go so well, I want to help you with that. So the first thing, I think this is kind of self-explanatory, but maybe it isn't, is research and plan ahead of time. Now that seems self-explanatory, but I want to talk about some additional things that you might think of. Now, obviously there's some places that you don't want to go into, some locations in a neighborhood or an area within a country that you don't want to go to. Where could you find that information out? So I always go to the consulate, the State Department. You can look at there and they'll have it broken down by country. I think the CIA might have a unclassified site that you could go to and look about facts. So I think they have an unclassified website. You could go to their country website, and usually they have a toggle where you can read it in English. So there's 3 websites about the safety, some facts about the country, whether immunizations that will keep you healthy. So that's about safety and visiting. They'll also have maybe some cultural norms. And what I mean by that is maybe on these holidays, things are closed or they don't go out or they celebrate. And maybe you want to stay away from the celebrations or you want to participate, but you need to know how to dress, right? Maybe they don't like shorts on those particular holidays. So those are some cultural norms that you'll want to be made aware of. You'll want to know about transportation. You'll want to know, for example, transportation. Are the taxis reliable or not? And if not, you'll want to make sure you have transfers lined up and arranged ahead of time. So, for example, when I was in this particular country in Africa, I got sick at a church service. And so there's security at those churches that's hired. And so we had to leave ahead of time before our arranged transfer was there. And the security guard begged the taxi man that was taking us to please take us back. And he basically was begging the taxi guy to please take us back to our hotel that we were staying at. He was begging him. So then I was a little concerned, but I was so in pain that I wasn't really paying attention much. Now, I wasn't by myself. I was with a friend. So I wasn't traveling by myself at that time, but it was just the 2 of us, and it had me a little concerned. But we got there safely. I'm here talking to you today. But also look into your accommodations. Do they have security? Are there safeguards? Are there barriers, things like that keep you safe? You want to make sure that they have some kind of plan in place. Now, the next thing that you'll want to have, the next tip that I want to share with you is staying connected. Now, normally we want to be unplugged on our vacation. And I get it. I have 2 teenagers that, they don't do TikTok or anything, but they like to play their games or stay connected to friends. But that's not what this is about. This is about, again, centering on safety, maybe having maps downloaded or connecting to who your transfer company is. Some US plans, though, if you want to find the restaurant or something, don't work in specific countries. I know a couple Latin American countries that may not work. So you may have to buy a SIM card for that country, or a like a throwaway phone, or a minute by minute phone, a minute plan in that country. So just be prepared for that and do some research on it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is packing smart and light. So, a tale on myself, I'm going to tell on myself. When I was headed to, my husband and I were headed to Vietnam and Cambodia, we just knew what we were doing, right? And, but we didn't. So we took a river cruise, and we did some touring before and some touring after, but we did not pack for that trip. We packed as if we were on a big ship, and that was wrong. So the river cruises, they pull up, at least in that part of the area. It's a plank that lands on the muddy bank. You're not really having a pier to get to the location that you're at. You're pulling up in a small village. You're walking into that little village, that little town. It's not even really a town there that we walked into. So know your location, where you're going at. Maybe look at your items that you have laid out to pack and take a third out. Wear your pants for 3 days, not your pants, or take a sweater and like a button up or something, or a jean jacket that can be worn a couple different times, and really pack light and pack ready. So you want to be mobile and agile for where you're going. You're solo, you're relying on yourself. When I do want to mention this, I'm a proud American, serve my country. But when you're traveling overseas, you don't want to advertise. They are probably already figured out you're American, maybe not. But you don't want to wear American t-shirts, American logos, stuff hanging off an American patch. So you might be able to get by for a little bit being not identified as an American. You don't want to have camouflage on. And maybe that sounds like no kidding, but I see it all the time. A trucker hat on, camouflage backpack. And I know, I'm very proud, 29 years, like I said, but you're traveling solo. You don't want to be identified because you become a target. Just in case. Again, I'm trying to keep you safe so you can enjoy your vacation. Take the preventative now. Okay? And then other things that identify us as tourists, I don't know if you can get away with, but we're always stopping and looking up. And I don't know if you can you can get around that. Don't have your backpacks on your back. Have a little pouch, like keep your stuff in your hotel room, and have a little pouch on your front. Or I don't like to say purses, because purses can be cut and taken really quick. So just think about that. Pack items that you know that you'll use. Don't take just in case items. Don't do that, because just don't. Take a small umbrella if you want. That would be fine. Not those big, huge with the hook on it. I'm just kidding. I know you're not packing that. But just pack light and agile. If you can't make it yourself and you need help lifting it into the carry-on, just don't. I look at you like you're crazy on the airline, and I'm not going to help you. I could, but I'm not going to. You packed it. You should be able to carry it and haul it up into the carry-on bin. I'm not going to do it for you. I could, like I said, I could, but you packed it. You should be able to carry it, and you should be able to manage it yourself. So think about it in that way. If you can't manage it, then you've packed too much. Do you think you're going to be going out to dinner? Pack one nice dress, or pack a lightweight dress that you can wear 2 ways. wear it once as a dress and wear it once with your jean jacket, or a jacket that you can wear with your jeans or whatever you're wearing out and your dress. Okay. So that you can wear it twice for your grammar, whatever you're doing. Okay. The last thing that I want to talk about is embracing solo dining. Now, I'm going to say this, and then I know I'm going to have a retort to what I'm going to say. Listen, I love solo dining. I love it. I don't have to keep up little chit chat. I get to choose the appetizer that I want, the restaurant that I want. I get to choose the meal. I can have a glass of wine without somebody saying, "Oh, you're having a glass of wine. Are you ready to go?" No, I'm not ready to go. I want to enjoy the ambiance, the music. Oh, there's a live musician that's coming on in 15 minutes. I think I'm going to stay for that. Oh, there's a musician coming on in 30 minutes. I'm going to wait to go to dinner so that I can catch that. I love it. Of course, I have a family, so that's why I'm saying I love it. So that's why I'm talking to my other side now, because I'm not always solo, and so I enjoy those moments. So that's the counter to that, right? So I love it. I love it. Now, I haven't gone on a solo trip. I've gone on a trip with a girlfriend a couple times. So it's been her and I, and it's just the two of us. And so I could get my own appetizer if I want, and she didn't care. She's not judging me. You want 2 glasses of wine? Yes. Let's share a bottle. No, I'm not drinking tonight. And she's not judging me. She can have her wine. And we're not judging each other. So embrace it. And what I want to talk about during your dinner is enjoy through the 5 senses. Again, I want to bring up the 5 senses during your meal. Look around you. If you're reading a book, that's great, but take a break and look around you. What do you hear? What are you smelling? What are you tasting through your meal? Is there a candle lit? Is it or is it a flameless? Do you smell the smells from your meal? Is there music? Even if it's not live music. Maybe you're sitting outside, which I love too. Are you seeing the people passing you by? Are they happy? Are they laughing? Are they smiling? Is the sun setting? Again, look at your surroundings. Be present in that moment just for a little bit. Indulge me. I'm your travel bestie. I want to give you some advice. I want to hear what you're experiencing. Share it with me. But be present for just a little bit. Remember that moment. Layer the senses upon each other so that that memory stays with you too. It's not just about the sights that you're seeing or the beach that you're laying on, whatever you're enjoying, or the mountain that you're skiing on. It's these memories too. And the solo dining is one of those experiences. And I love it for you. I want to be in the table next to you. So those are 4 of the 7 tips that I've written for you about your solo adventure. And remember where I said you could find that. You're going to find that on my website. I don't even think we have to put the www in anymore. I think you can just type out IamJenniferBro.com and you'll find my latest blog on my website. So that is the blog today. That's what I'm talking about. I hope you go and find the other 7 tips. And maybe they'll even help you if it's not your solo adventure. Maybe it's you and your bestie traveling. All those tips can be helpful irregardless. Maybe she's sleeping in the bed because she likes to sleep on her vacation and you're going out to eat. Enjoy those things too. So that is our time for today. I'm Jennifer Bro, your luxury travel guru and your travel bestie. And I'm signing off tonight. I'm wishing you the very best of travel days you've ever had.